glad I filmed it. This is amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's what I said. I'm a curious person, and I thought I would make something just by eyeballing it and hope for the best. I wanted to know if I could put these flavors together to be kind of a margarita, but then I was going to put it in that little weird cup I just got and make it into a kind of daiquiri. So in case this works out, I'm not using any kind of measurements. I thought I might as well just try and wing it, you know? So everything I see online that talks about making a margarita always starts with the same base. You're looking at some kind of lime, you're looking at some kind of tequila. The guy at the store said that this was a good brand. I don't know if I should have got this color. The white one seems to be pretty popular. This is an old dish that used to have some kind of dessert in it from Costco, and I just cleaned it today. So we're gonna do what I'm gonna say is, that's about an ounce. About 2 ounces of tequila into the Hello Kitty Pyrex. Smells like alcohol here already. Simple syrup. And I don't really drink, correction, I don't really make mixed drinks. I go places and then I drink cool drinks and then I want to know how to make them at home. This was just really a spur of the moment, like, let's see if we could pull this off ourselves. The guy did sell me on the simple syrup, and I figured I could use it in different recipes too. I used to have simple syrup, I don't have any anymore. And then he also sold me this sweetened lime juice. I don't know if this is gonna be too sweet now, but I'm gonna add this a little bit, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. That's a lot. And then I'm gonna also add this. This is the whole reason why I wanted to try this recipe, because I found this at Trader Joe's and I thought it might be really good. It's a Jalapeño Limeade. I tried it the other night. It was actually really good. And we're just gonna make this like a drink, you know, like a drink. I'm also gonna add a little bit of this Key West lime juice. I don't have any limes. I don't have any right now. And then I thought I would make this almost like a Paloma. I mean, not with the grapefruit, obviously, but more something along those lines, with that real harsh, very sour flavor. And then tahini. This isn't cold at all, just so you know. I thought if we added ice, it would be really nice, but I also thought it could dilute it, so I figured we would just mess around with the flavors and see what comes of it. So, let's see. That's spice, dude. That's great. It needs more simple syrup. It's not very sweet. So if you don't like sweetness, it's perfect as is. I want a little bit of extra sweetness to it. Actually, I think I'm gonna do the lime juice to keep it with that like soury taste. I don't find it to be overly sour. Let's keep going. You know, like when you take a drink of alcohol and your face gets really flush? That's what's happening here. It's very good. It's the cup again. I bought this specifically to see if I could make a recipe like this. Goes right in. And it's supposed to be like an ice pack situation where this just like freezes it. My husband thought that this was too much to be doing on screen because I was like, oh, it's starting to work. And like, I was like, dude, they can find that stuff on the internet. They don't need me for that. So don't be a creep about this video, all right? And I can already see this is already starting to get frozen, which is super cool. That is my favorite part about this. And then we're gonna put this in a really nice glass after that. Now, we could go straight to using this tahine thing, but I already have tahine, and I'm gonna grab some salt and I'm gonna put that on this thing, and I'm also gonna line the rim of the glass I'm gonna use. I don't have any kosher salt, but I have Celtic salt, so I'm gonna add this to this plate. I'm going to use this lime juice simple syrup concentrate for my glass. I don't know how I'm doing this. See, the problem I had last time is that the alcohol content made it warm. It didn't make it work. So I think if I just keep doing this, and I can see at the bottom, we are getting some of those nice little ice crystals. So that's pretty cool, man. Kate thought this was too much. I can see ice forming. 80 proof. The heck's going on? The whole point of me buying this mug was so that I didn't have to add ice into a blender and make a margarita or make a daiquiri of some kind. But the idea was to use this as a way to make a daiquiri without having to do all that extra work. So I'm going to show you it's working. You can't see it. It's not on you. The screen isn't going to see it the way I see it, but it's working. So that means we got to move fast, because that means that 80 proof alcohol is going to start to be crazy soon. I'm going to pour this on here. That didn't work either. I think it's too thin. Anyway, I'm going to cover this glass in this. I was really just trying to get this rim. You know, if it wasn't so late at night, I'd be asking Nancy next door, my neighbor, if she wants one of these, because I think she would love it. It's nice and spicy. It's got a good kick. She's made a Paloma for me before. It was great. That's what we did during the pandemic. She handed me a Paloma over the fence when we were trying to keep our distance. It's fantastic. All right. I don't know if I should be using this Celtic salt like this. Tahine. Gonna mix this. That's what it looks like. Having this kind of plate actually is really helpful because there's a nice little rim around it. Look at that. This is gonna be so cool. Alright, back to this thing. You see the shake weight? That's what this feels like. So this isn't exactly super duper frozen. This is not as frozen as my Crown Royal and Cola, but for what we're doing and to not have to use a blender, think like road trips and stuff, you know? Think like a way to keep this frozen, because it's basically an ice pack and all you're doing is mixing this around and it's actually doing what it's supposed to do, which is really cool. Now, I did keep this in the freezer overnight, so you do have to consider that in terms of time. You can't use it immediately after for a different one, for a different drink, I don't think. But what we're gonna get, we have this glass. Okay, it's not that much, right? Not that much. It's a much larger glass. Okay, bottoms up. I hope it tastes good. This is really good. Okay, so things I can say about it. You're probably gonna wanna add more lemonade just to get more of a frothy iciness. And if you wanna add ice cubes, you can. I would recommend making ice cubes with this and adding maybe a little bit more tequila, but this, it hits all the flavor notes. We're gonna be trashed all summer.